morning, good people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Khulile Ngomane, and this is Becoming, a place where we come together, share life stories, share all things life journey. So today I have the wonderful Khulile Ngomane, who is going to take us through her life journey. Welcome to Becoming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let us just get to know more about Khulile and take it back to the younger Khulile.
Okay. Well, okay. I've been raised by a single father.
Yeah.
Yes. I think from a very young age, around about when I was 7 years old, because that's where I lost my mom. And then from there, I can say that's where my journey began. It began where I had to step into a bigger role and a bigger responsibility than my age. So I had to become a mother to my little brother, because after she passed on, that it was me and him and my father. So I became more responsible from a young age, and life has been challenging, because out of that I had to play different characters. I had to be a sister to him. I had to be a mother. I had to be a friend. And I had also had to be a child.
At home.
At home. And out of all those characters, I also had to be myself, apart from everything. So that's where life began for me. That's where my journey began for me. So being a child and having responsibilities that are much bigger than me. So yeah.
Actually, before we continue, may her soul continue to rest in peace. So how did you receive the news that your mom has now passed?
Actually, what I can say is that I saw it before they told me. I saw it before they told me, because I remember the first time when she even got sick, first time really. I was there and she got sick, and then fast forward, they took her to the hospital, and then I think after that, that's where I started seeing people coming at home, to tell that there's something wrong. But I was the one who asked what's wrong, what's happening, because I remember it was how they set up. It was me, my dad, and my brother. They set it up that we will sleep in the same room, so they could fix some other things on the other side. So I remember waking up that night, asking him that, where's my mom, and yes, it was emotional and he couldn't say, but he eventually said that she's normal. So yeah, that's how I received it. Even though I knew, but I felt like I wanted to hear it from someone else to tell me, is it what it is? Is it what I think it is? So it happened that way.
Can you say that you've completely healed, or you are still on the healing journey?
I can say I'm on that journey. I'm on the journey. I haven't completely healed, because there are things that even at this age that surface, and I could tell that they reflect or they relate to the young Khulile that I was back then, which I got affected with how I grew up and how I saw life. Because for me, the way how I saw life, it was responsibility after responsibility, and I couldn't be a child. So now me having to grow up and having to differentiate between being an adult and carrying that young girl in me in everything that I do, or in every situation in my life, has been very challenging, because some things would happen and I could tell that it has been affected by the way Khulile Ngomane. Yes. So it's a journey, because it built a certain character that was good and bad at the same time. Reason why I say so is that first thing, the good out of it, I think it taught me how to be responsible from a young age. It taught me how to think more maturely at a young age.
Yeah.
And the bad, I think I had to neglect the fact that I'm a child at that time, and I had to be an adult, and it raised a lot of questions, which I felt like life for me wasn't unfair.
Yeah.
So it is a journey because I know life, and I know how to differentiate, to say, okay, this is the good character out of me, or this is not a good character out of me. And I could tell, or I can pick, see what character do I want to take, like, to, or what character do I want to live upon, like, for the rest of my life. So it is a journey every day that I have to decide, because you don't just wake up and you say, okay, I think I want to be like this, and you just decide and you just like that. But you learn through that. You learn, and not only learn, but you also have to unlearn. Because there are things that you learn while I was still a child, and I still continue by those principles or by those rules, which now I have to be a space where, like, I'm no longer thinking that way. I'm no longer acting that way, because it had a time or a space where it had to play its own role, but I have to accept the fact that now I'm stepping out of it. So I have to let go of it. I have to unlearn. It could be habits, it could be what I always told myself. So
The healing journey has taught you more about yourself. What is it that you can share around that you've learned through, like, having to be on this journey of healing? Yes, back then it didn't make sense, but then now having to see with, okay, like, having to put things together. What is it that you can say you've learned through this healing journey?
one thing that I've learned is the importance of keeping my mental state in a very good space. It's very, very, very challenging and tricky at the same time, but it's something that I told myself, because I could tell by the way how I would react in certain environment or situation based on my character. Now not being able to understand if, or maybe to differentiate between, is it me, the one that now I have grown up, or is it the younger Khulile that is showing up? So I have to understand the mental state between the two of those people. Because one thing that I've also realized is that, and which I've also learned through this other lady that I follow, she said that kids have a way of seeing life, or maybe being in tuned towards life from a young age. So by the age of 5 to 7, or towards the other age, they already know how life is supposed to be for them, because that's how they see it. So I had to go back to that part of me, of having to accept things that I was a child thinking that that's the way how life it should be. To only found out that that's not how it should be. There can be something done which is better from that, or there can be something that you have to let go from that. So I had to let go of the fact that I was a child. It happened, I was a child. Yes, I had responsibilities of being a child. I had to raise my own brother as a child, even though it affected me, where I felt like sometimes like I'm not also a child myself enough to be a child, but I have to be a sister, I have to be a mother. So I had to accept and let go at the same time. I had to accept that, yes, responsibilities are mine, and I have to live with them, and I have to let go that it happened. I was a child. There was nothing that I could do. There was nothing that I could change about the situation. It had to happen. It had to happen. Reason why I'm saying so is that it built on good character on me. It made me to know good character that I should carry around. You know, good character of how I should behave as an individual, as I grow as a young woman. And responsibilities that comes with growing up to being that
being a
woman. Yes, because funny thing, I can also say that with that part of me raising my own brother, I have an idea
what kind of mother
what kind of mother I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
So that is a good character on itself.
Yeah.
So I can say maybe the bad character was feeling like being given so much responsibility as if like I'm being punished, but it taught me to also to be now responsible from this age that I am, that as you, especially that I'm a girl, you see, so it taught me responsibilities at the young age.
Well, I'm more curious as well, knowing how your dad played the role of being a single parent. How has that shaped you to be the woman that you are? Like, what are some key values that you think your dad taught you that when you look at today, you value them still to till day because of how they helped you to be the woman that you are today?
My dad, he played a very huge role. I think with the part of now having to stand up for myself. Because he'll normally say this, that Khulile Ngomane, and he will say it like from situation where abona, no, you're not standing up for yourself. You should learn Ngomane. So I think with that, it came also with him teaching me how to be strong. And it built on the masculine character in me, that not everything that you face that is bad, you just have to be weak, but you have to be strong and brave and face it, you know, and go through it. Allow yourself to go through it, but with the understanding that it will pass, but it will pass having to fulfill its purpose in life, having to fulfill whatever it is that it has to do in your life. So he did, because I can say I don't really have much of a side of a woman that I could lean on or I can depend on. So everything around me is, you know how a man toughen
you have to toughen up.
I'm that person that even if I could be in a situation where I feel like I'm down, I have to wake up and tell myself that, girl, you have to get up. I have to be tough, I have to be strong, and I have to take decisions in a more responsible and mature way. You see, so he played that role, the masculine part, I could say. Okay,
that's good. I think he has raised a phenomenal woman, and we should be grateful for such people. We talk more of single mothers raising kids, but we no longer tap into single fathers that also step up and play this role like fully like grace women that are phenomenal and great women out there. So I really, truly value your dad. I respect him for raising such a phenomenal woman.
Thank you.
What would you say to someone who still have the people around them who still haven't faced loss yet? What is it that you can say to that person? Someone who still has a mom, still has a dad, still have all these people around them. What can you teach them about? How can you say to them about gratitude that you've learned after losing your mom?
About gratitude, I can say that they should be grateful, Val. They should be grateful, but in those moments of them having both parents, they should make sure that they live towards every moment of it. Because there are sometimes even also Nami, I would wish like my mom should be still around, but it can't happen. So it's being grateful for that and showing up, and to even be in a space where when you show up and being grateful, the other person sees it, that you're grateful and you're showing up towards it. And learn as much as you can, because the reason why I say so is that I wish some other things my mom could have taught me, but I had to teach myself through observing on some how other women are doing it, or how other mothers are doing it to their kids, so that I can able to take that and use it to my own brother. And now I know that whatever it is that I did to raise him to his age now, I would, even though it's not that good, it also has towards it. Yes, but I can say that I did a good job, because he's more responsible. He's more responsible, which is something that I'm proud of. That I had to teach him responsibility, because I remember while we were growing up, coming back from school, and then we have to do chores and clean. Before he goes to play, I'll always tell him, Guti, you must do your chores. Make sure that you do your chores, because those friends that you're going to play with already, they've done it for them. When you don't have anyone to do it for you, and then I can't be doing everything for you. So now you should learn how to stand up for yourself. You should know how to be responsible for yourself. So I can tell that even though I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but it worked, because now he's even more responsible. Like, for example, he's doing grade 12. I don't remember a single day having to push him to go and study. He knows that he has to go and study. Like, I always just ask him, how are the studies? Like, are you coping? Yes, but I could tell that the responsibility that I had and he saw and I told him about, he has it now. So he knows how to make decisions. He knows how to differentiate that. Now it's time for me to go and study. Now it's time for me to play. Now it's time for me to do this or to not do it. Because there are certain things that he would do that which are out, but he will come back. And without anyone having to tell him, yes, without anyone having to tell him that you shouldn't be doing that. So I could say that I also,
you did a good job.
Yeah,
you did a good job.